Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alekhlass Private School English Department, grade 12. Our topic today is mixed conditionals. Many students get confused between the conditionals and the mixed conditionals, and even though they get also confused with the conditionals itself. When we use the first if, when we use the second if, when we use the third if, and what are the mixed conditionals? What are the mixed conditionals? In this video, we will be explaining everything about conditionals in general. We will revise the zero, the first, the second, and the third cases of if, and then we will go directly to the mixed conditionals. And also we'll know the difference between the mixed conditionals and the normal conditional. Let's first, get close or approach the conditionals from the zero condition till the third one. We will revise them quickly to understand the mixed conditional and take a better idea about it. First of all, we have to revise the conditionals. The zero conditional, it is used when the result will always happen. Let's first take a close look to the formula of the zero conditional. It is present simple. The condition clause, or the conditional clause, the if clause as we call it, is formed in the present simple. Even the result also formed in the present simple. So that's why we call it zero. Present simple. And as I said before, we use it when the result will always happen. So you are sure about that, and you are talking in general. And this is used also by scientists. Is used by scientific, or used in the scientific language. For example, here, if you look at the example given here, if water reaches 100 degrees, it always boils. It is a fact. It's a fact. I'm talking in general, not about one particular situation, and that's why it is called zero conditional. And bottom mind, the if in this conditional can usually be replaced by when. We can remove if completely and replace it by when. Instead of saying if you heat water to 100 degrees, it boils, you can go for when and use it. When you heat water to 100 degrees, it boils. So it gives the same meaning. So we had an idea about zero. Let's move forward for the second slide, which show about the first conditional. The first conditional is used to talk about things which might happen in the future, but this describes possible things which could easily come true. The formula is very easy. Present simple in the conditional clause or if clause, and the result of this conditional will be in the future symbol, or will plus infinitive. And the example given here, if it rains tomorrow, we will go to the cinema. And put in mind this fact, you can replace the clauses. We can start with the conditional clause or start with the result clause. If it rains tomorrow, we will go to the cinema. Instead of that, we can say that we will go to the cinema instead of if it rains tomorrow. And the sentence will take this shape. We will go to the cinema if it rains tomorrow. Of course, you take care of the punctuation and change the required changes. Okay, so we had an idea about the zero conditional and the first conditional. Let's move forward to the third slide, or the second conditional. The second conditional is used to talk about things in the future that are probably not going to be true. So it's an imaginary situation. You are talking about totally an imaginary situation. Something will not happen, or something that didn't happen. So you are just showing regret. You are just dreaming about something or regretting a certain situation. If you look at the example given here, she would travel all over the world if she were rich. That means she is not rich and she didn't travel. But you are just, imagining a situation and expressing that situation. When you have such situation, you should go directly and use the second conditional, which is formed in the past simple tense in the if sentence or the if clause, and the second part would plus infinitive. Would plus infinitive. And it's totally different from the first case. It's totally different from the first case. The form and the use. The form and the use. The first one is present simple. The second conditional is past simple. The result in the first conditional is will plus infinitive. The result in the second conditional is would plus infinitive. So it's totally unlikely. They are not similar at all. So let's move forward for the third conditional. I hope this video will, put everything in its right place, because or remove some of your confusion, because most of you get confused when it comes to the conditionals. What's the form, when we use the first, when we use the second, when we use the third, and what about the mixed conditionals. So we are revising the conditionals, and later on we will be going to the mixed conditionals or mixed conditionals. So the formula of the third conditional, as you see here, past perfect, and the result will be formed in would plus have plus past participle. So would plus plus present perfect. You can see this one here. Would have plus past participle. So past perfect, would plus have plus past participle. So if I had gone to bed early, I would have caught the train. That means he hadn't woke up, or he hadn't gone to the bed early. He hadn't gone to the bed early, and he haven't caught the train. So it's also the third conditional. It's talking about the possibility, so it's something that you are talking about expressing a past action which finished, and you have nothing to do with it. You cannot go back with the time and change it. So just you are showing regret, and you are showing regret about a past action that's finished, completely finished, and you cannot change it, but you are expressing your regret about it. I will repeat the use again for the third conditional. It is used to describe a situation that didn't happen and to imagine the result of this situation. And if we look at the example here, we will understand more. If she had studied, that means she didn't have studied. She hadn't studied. She would have passed the exam. She didn't, or she haven't passed the exam. But really, we know she didn't study, and so she didn't pass. So you are showing regret about something that happened in the past. Let's go for the second example to take a better conditionals. There are two cases or two types of mixed conditionals. The first one is present result of past condition. So the if clause in the past, and the result will be in the present. That's why it's totally different from the normal conditionals, the first, the second, the third. That's why we call it conditional, mixed conditionals. So now let's go for that case, present result of a past conditionals. If you look at the screen here, you can see the formula. The formula, the if clause condition, past perfect, and we know that past perfect is formed by had and the past participle. And the result, or the main clause, is in the present conditionals. Look at the example shown below, or the way the sentence goes. If this thing had happened, that thing would happen. That thing would happen. So let's move forward. This is the second slide for the present result of past condition. If I had worked harder at school, I would have a better job now. That means he hadn't worked harder, and he have no better job, or haven't a better job. I would have a better job now. He switched it off, as we said that in the conditionals totally, the first, the second, the third. Even though the mixed conditionals, we can switch the result and the condition clauses. Which one comes first doesn't make difference. So let's go for the use and function, which is most important. And throughout the use and function of the first case of the mixed conditionals, you will figure out when we use it. As shown here, we use it to refer to an unreal, an unreal past condition and its probable result in the present. This sentence expresses a situation which is contrary. That means opposite. That means versus. to reality, both in the past and in the present. In this mixed conditional sentences, the time is the past in the if clause. As we said before in the formula, the if clause in the first case of the mixed conditionals formed in the past perfect, and the result will be in the present. So we use would and then the infinitive, and that's how we form the result or the main clause of the mixed conditionals, the first case. In this mixed conditional sentences, you can also use modals and the main clause instead of would to express the degree of certainty, permission, or a recommendation about the outcome. So we can replace would by any one of the we call expectancy modal verbs that expresses the certainty, would, could, might. Well, so that's it. Let's move forward to the third slide for the first case of the mixed conditionals. There's some examples here in this mixed conditional sentences. You can also use modals and the main clause instead of would to express the degree of certainty, as I said before, or to express permission, or add a recommendation about the outcome. Let's go for those three different examples. If you had crashed the car, you might be in trouble. If you had crashed the car, you might be in trouble. So that means he hadn't crashed the car and he is not in trouble. I could be a millionaire now if I had invested in the APC plumbing or ABC plumbing. So the third example here, if I had learned to ski, I might be on the slopes right now. You can see it's very clear, it's very obvious. Let's move forward for the second case of the mixed conditionals. I think that you totally understand the first case of the mixed conditionals. Let's move forward. If you have any confusion about regarding any point, I'll be glad to contact me directly on the WhatsApp or on the our online meetings, the distance learning meetings on Teams. So let's go for the second case, past result of present or continuing condition. Formula in this second type of mixed conditional sentences, the tense in the if clause is the simple past, and the first one was past perfect, and the second mixed conditional is simple past, the if clause I'm talking about, and the tense in the main clause is the perfect conditional, and the first one was would plus infinitive, right? In this case it is the perfect conditionals. Let's go for the form here. You can go and have a close look. If clause condition, past simple, main clause perfect conditional. You can go back to the previous slides if you have any confusion, so you will get a better idea. If this thing happened, that thing would have happened. So the if clause in the past simple past, and the main clause in the present perfect tense. So let's move forward for the second slide, and I think it will be the last slide in this video. Past result of present or continuing condition, the second slide. As in all conditional sentences, the order of the clause. I'm just assuring this point over and over again. The order of the clauses is not fixed. You can start with the if clause, or you can start with the main clause. It doesn't make any difference, or it doesn't change the meaning. We will have the same meaning, or the meaning will be identical at the end of the day. Example given here, and throughout those examples we will take a better idea about the second type of the mixed conditionals. If I wasn't afraid of spiders, I would have picked it up. I would have picked it up if I wasn't afraid of the spider. That means this person is he saw a spider and he expressing his fears, and he expressing his regret also. If I wasn't afraid of spiders, that means he was afraid of spiders in reality. I would have picked it. That means that means he haven't picked it up. You can switch off the if clause and the main clause. You start with the if clause, or you start with the main clause or the result clause. Functional use here, the mixed conditionals, the second type sentence refer to an unreal present, the same like the first one, unreal situation, and it's probable but unreal past result. In this mixed conditional sentences, the time in the if clause is now or always or present, as we said before, and the time in the main clause is before now. For example, If I wasn't afraid of spiders, it's contrary to present reality. That he's afraid. That's what the meaning of contrary of to present reality. I am afraid of spiders. This is the reality what I'm talking about. I would have picked it up. It's contrary to past reality. I didn't pick it up. He didn't pick it up. So we came to an end to our video today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope you make a better benefit out of it. Thanks so much for watching this video, and see you next time. Goodbye.